All right, Johnny and I are here today to do pretty much the biggest, most popular BMW pastime, and that is diagnose and repair something that's wrong with it.
Oil leaks and coolant leaks, right?
Yeah, no, they don't fix themselves. So Johnny and I are gonna tear into this thing, and we're gonna get to the bottom of this coolant and oil leak. Hopefully by the end of the day, at least know what parts we need to get, what we need to repair.
It's probably literally at the bottom of the car.
I'm hoping it's more towards the top, but...
As a Subaru person, I'm pretty well versed in the world of oil leaks.
Subarus leak oil, or eat it.
Or both, man. It's like a constant oil change.
So we got this thing up full lift. Oh yeah, we got long travel pretty much. Actually, pretty impressive how much stroke these extreme low BC coilovers have.
Well, that really shows the importance of setting up the suspension like you did to be mid-stroke at a drive height. It gives you that usable travel.
So yeah, we're gonna get this thing up on the lift. It's time to actually get work done. All right, we got this thing up here. We're trying to figure out where any of this coolant might be coming from. We already found the lowest point of the car. It's been clearanced a little bit. We're getting lower by the day.
Don't pan yourself. So we've got all sorts of sus coming down through here.
Is this coolant greeny kind of shit? Leads me to believe that it is related to the turbos, because what happens is coolant and oil can leak out of some of the turbo coolant lines and oil lines and gather in the valley of the engine, and there's a little hole for it to escape down the back of the block, so it leaks out all over everything in there. But it also can be misdiagnosed as a rear main seal, which who knows, also could have a bad rear main seal, but first hunch is the turbo drains. I think what we're gonna do is drain the coolant out of this thing, see what kind of leaks we can find up top, and then we'll look at the oil after that. There's a little bit of a sus spot. This line here, there's a little oil on my finger. You might be right though. It's thick.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
Can we see it at all? We're seeing up in there. There's a hose. It's above the pulley. Some green sus. Oh, there we go. There we can see it. Some green sus up on that coolant hose coming out of the water pump. Looks like it's gonna be real fun to get to. We've been doing the tug test, and it doesn't feel right. Taylor's a tugging, and the bumper's saying, "No way, Jose."
No, this is what BMW tells you to do, so if we break anything, it's our fault, so.
It feels so wrong. Great success. Taylor's got it.
And unplug that.
Well, the bumper is off. I didn't get us too far, but it's a step in the right direction, we think. All right, well, what's next up on the removal list? I wonder. Give her a little tappy, a taparoo.
Basically, we got to a point where we decided we wanted to evacuate the AC system so that we can take this whole cartridge out as one single component, and then we'll have access to the whole front of the motor and the plethora of coolant lines running back there. So we get an appointment tomorrow morning to bring this thing next door, have those guys pull all the Freon out of it, and then we'll be able to get to work on the rest of this. So day one complete. All right, so today's a new day, ready to actually tear into this thing, so that's what I'm about to do. Let's see how much coolant actually is left in this thing. I don't know if that was the right thing. Stand by. So I'm gonna be real with you. This one is kind of tricky because there is no, at least from what I can find, no way to drain this radiator without popping one of the hoses off of it. Like, this is a total Italian spaghetti, freaking a mess of all kinds of stuff that I would love to get rid of. I don't want to pull this motor, but I keep thinking I might, so just to make life a little bit easier. All right, so I just found that you can basically just pop one of the radiator hoses off. You get a nice steady flow now. More coolant than I thought, which is nice. My elbow just smashed into the oil cap and broke it. Add that to the list of parts. Pretty much my plan of attack: pull the transmission out and then also get to the top of the motor by pulling the down pipes with the cats in them, just so I can get a view into the valley. Don't think I'll need to pull the turbos out, but I may also need to do that. But that is the plan of attack for today. With the help of Peter, our film guy, we got the transmission free. Now we're ready to lift the car off of the transmission, which is resting precariously on some jacks right now because our trans jack didn't come in time. That's our freaking jack party going on right there. It's out. Now we can finally look at the back of the motor here, which is a giant sus pile. Holy shit. Although it doesn't really look like it's the rear main, if I had to guess. We're gonna pop the flex plate off, get to diagnosing this stuff. Miss. Yeah, so turbos are out. Holy macassaroni here. There's a big coolant leak right there. That seems to be a typical thing on these N63s. Dumps coolant down in here. There's also some oil. I have a feeling there's some leaking going on somewhere else. It's up on top of this heat shield, so I don't know if it's from that valley manifold where the turbos drain. I gotta find a way to plug that up because that's kind of sketching me out. This is kind of what a lemon BMW N63 looks like. So if you guys were wondering, this thing is definitely showing signs of the mileage. Nothing we can't fix, fortunately. I'm gonna keep plugging away, get basically down to the valley of the motor, pull the turbo manifolds off, get the alternator off, and kind of just get some access to this so I can at least clean it. For the back, the rear main seal looks okay. However, I'm not totally convinced that it's good. The turbos look meh. Okay, they're probably not. I mean, actually, there's like no shaft play on that one either, so none of these turbines look. Blades are sucked in some gunk. Blades aren't looking very good. But there's a little bit of shaft play. I would say like less than a mil. But I'm gonna clean these up. They're just disgusting. All in all, I'm a little bit disappointed, but not surprised at the condition of this stuff. Is kind of what I was expecting, based on like there was always a little bit of oil between a lot of it and a little bit of coolant on the floor every time I would come in the morning and move this thing. So got a little bit of juice going on.
A little bit of Kool-Aid over here.
Basically, the plan right now was get to this point, come up with like a prognosis so that I can order the right parts. This thing may be out of commission for a little bit longer than I was anticipating. My gut is telling me that this thing is not gonna get off the lift by the end of next week, which is what I was anticipating. I hope you guys like maintenance episodes, because there's a couple of those coming your way, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, this is kind of where we're at right now. I'm gonna try to get this out. That's why I got no floor pans in this thing. Here, let's ship gang. What the fuck? What the, where the fuck? I'm fishing around for a boat. Somewhere around here. Well, I started pulling off some of these accessories. I can't get to the last bolt on this intercooler here. Probably gonna pull the motor to just clean it because I'm a little neurotic like that, and this thing is filthy. And if I'm gonna be working on this thing anywhere down the line, I don't like putting it back in the car filthy dirty like this. So probably gonna have to come out. That's the freaking spaghetti. Somebody touching the spaghetti and not tighten any of the bolts afterward. There's a bunch of loose in here that I'm finding. Last person to be in here forgot to tighten. Not really gonna knock them for that because there's a lot of in here and they're still probably at 99% tight, but that's not 100. Gotta keep it 100. One of the bolts on this intercooler loose. Coupler for the throttle body, not even hand tight. It was just rattling on there. Probably a boost leak. That's right at the throttle body. Next time we visit this car, motor will probably be out way cleaner than it is right now. Not where I was planning on being, really. I should know better because these things are problem childs. This little N63 here is not going back in without being a reliable, to me, motor. They make incredible noise, incredible power, and at the end of the day, when you're driving a car, that's what you want. At least that's what I want, and that's what makes me enjoy the car. So all of this blood, sweat, beer, it's 9 o'clock. I have had a beer. I'm calling it for today. Next episode will be a continuation of this pile of shit. So stick around.